You got to be kidding me, folks. Season 2. It's cold outside. Coach Rogers and I, if you watched today, we had a blooper reel for you. Make sure you watch your blooper reel on the disc golf from yesterday's episode. But for now, Coach Rogers, tell them what we got today.
You may be wondering, number one, why I got these glasses on. I got some funky thing going on with my eye that I have to go check and see what it is. And I'm not going to make you sit and look at me this entire time, because as I sit here and I do this, I have to look at myself, and I don't want to put you guys through that either. Crazy weekend, got a haircut, got some funky thing with my eye. The Eagles are in first place in the division right now. Coach Frazier's Cowboys are in third place. So it's a good day, a good weekend. So we're going to get this thing started on a good note. It is cold. It is Monday morning, bright and early, and we are sitting outside freezing, teaching these classes. So what that does is that brings me to just a thought, and I want to get Coach Frazier's opinions on. Coach Frazier, I need to know what your favorite season is, and I'm not speaking of NBA season or college basketball season or whatever. I want to know what your favorite season is. Rank them 1 to 4. Give me your favorite. Talk about them. Tell me something about the seasons that you like the best.
Well, I'm a lifelong learner and a lifelong school goer. I went from student to teacher. Summer has got to be number 1 on my list because there's no school. Just like the kids, summer's 1 for me. I like the change over from fall to winter where we are right now. I like this time right here, so I guess it's considered fall still. So I'll go fall, then I'll go winter. And the reason why I don't like the spring as much is spring here, when they say it's spring, it's still cold. So to me, spring sort of just folds right into summer to me, because there's no, like, the changeover is not quite like it is going through. How about you? What's your top 4, Captain?
I'm going to have to go with, you know what? I don't really know if I have a top 4. I think I liked them all, and I disliked them all for numerous reasons. We'll talk about winter first because it's freezing out here and it feels like winter. I know it's fall, but it feels like winter. I don't like to be cold. I don't like to be cold at all, ever. I just hate being cold, but I like to ski. I do. I like to ski. So it really doesn't go together, but that's part of the, my dislike for winter is being cold. I guess my favorite would be spring, just because spring, everything's brand new. Things are starting to green up again. Things are growing. Baseball season starts. I'm a big baseball fan. So spring is and you're moving from the cold into the warm, and you can feel yourself getting warm, and you get excited about at that point when it's 60 degrees, you're excited because it feels warm to you because it's been 30s the entire 3 months prior. So spring probably was my favorite, but again, fall is phenomenal too, because you have the warmer days and then you have the cold nights. And I love a cold night, like a fire pit. Just built a brand new fire pit. Can sit near the fire pit at night, enjoying that. You come in, you get under the covers, you open the windows because it's not winter time, so it's not cold. You can't open the windows. So I don't think I have a favorite. My favorite thing is the change of seasons and seeing and living through different almost seasons. I'm here. It's a little bit different than in New Jersey. New Jersey, you had definite changes of season. I mean, when it got cold, it got cold. And then when it got hot, it got hot. And you could tell when it was starting to get cold. Here, there are still changes of season, but I think they're a little less dramatic than they are up north. There are a lot. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and off the topic for a second, with those particular glasses and that laser green, that's very Matrix look you got going on over there. It's very Matrixy. So that leads me to this. When it's all like cold and stuff, do you wear like a trench coat and stuff up north, like the Matrix? If you had on your trench coat, you'd be very Matrix-like.
I have a trench coat at Leesville right now. So no.
And that's what I was getting at.
But if I had it, I'd wear it.
Well, the change of seasons in North Carolina is very relevant. Like you can feel them coming on, and like right now, this past Friday night, my wife and I are walking. Whoa, we're walking to the mailbox though, and we looked at each other and we were like, wow, this is lights, Friday night lights weather. I mean, where you can
Yes.
stand outside and watch a ball game, and it's not too cold, and you just need a jacket, and you're fine. Where you got to decide whether you're wearing pants and short sleeves or a sweatshirt and shorts. So that's a good time. What is that? Cyclops. Okay. That's very Tom Clancy. Like, are you getting ready to like invade our thing? This is a bad
3D.
movie.
3D.
Best 3D movie you've ever seen. Go.
I don't. I went saw, what was the movie? There was a movie we went to see in Marbles, the big movie theater downtown. That's the screen takes up the whole room.
Mm-hmm.
It was the one you probably know because you know movies and music and things way better than I do. The one where they were on an oil rig that caught fire. Do you
Mm-hmm.
remember what I'm talking about?
Mark Wahlberg movie. I know exactly what you're talking
Yes.
about. That one's good. I
It was
cannot remember the
awesome.
name of it, but it is good.
It was awesome, especially in 3D. I mean, it felt like things were coming out. I mean, it was awesome.
My favorite 3D ones are when you go to Disney and you sit down and they do their shows in 3D and it feels like Mickey Mouse is grabbing you and things like that. I like those.
Yes, they're
I like
awesome.
I like those. But with the season change thing too, Coach Rogers, there are certain things that have just happened. This pandemic, it felt like I was walking around with a hoodie on, getting ready for baseball. Now I'm back to putting a hoodie on. We've been through spring, summer, and now we're in the fall. Like the pandemic we've changed seasons during this pandemic. And like, it's time to get a pumpkin for Halloween, which means, oh my gosh, it's getting, we're going towards winter. When you start buying pumpkins here, it's really cold and it starts getting dark. And just the sun going down before 8 o'clock now, it's creeping on down, and we're creeping back into daylight savings time stuff again. And every day is getting ready to flip over.
But again, you think, and again, I go back to North Carolina weather. I mean, North Carolina weather is got to be the craziest weather that, because I know you recall, I mean, I'm sure you recall as a father taking Katie out for trick or treat, and I'm sure you recall as a kid around here trick or treating yourself. There have been October 31st, there's been Halloween days that have been bitter cold.
Yes.
But there have been other October 31st Halloween days that were summer and hot, like you would sweat in a costume. It's the strangest thing. The saying I love the best about North Carolina is if you don't like the weather, hang around for an hour. It'll change. And it does. It really does.
It's strange, but I've been, as a kid, trick or treating, had to last minute improvise and change my costume because it was too cold. Okay, that is total cat burglars.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, we were talking about costumes. It's Halloween, and so
Man,
if you haven't noticed, I have a new filter on the Zoom. Coach Frazier's a little upset he doesn't have that filter. I don't know why I got it, but he does. So
I just don't have it, folks. I'm totally no cool features for me. Just virtual backgrounds, and can't hide the ugly face.
But you can see the funk eye going on right here. You can see a little bit through the mask. It's something going on. I don't want you guys to see it. But anyway, the cold, it does make me think that the reason I don't like cold, especially when you have bad mittens on, it makes your hands even colder. Folks, that was for the class, because every show we do has to revolve around our class for the week. And obviously we're not talking about birdies. We're talking about bad mittens to keep your hands warm.
Yes,
How'd that go, Frazier?
it's badminton season. And with it being badminton season, I think it's about time for us to wrap this one up, tie us up a bow, and get ready, because we've been from Halloween. The next thing we'll move is to Thanksgiving, then to Christmas. But for now, we're going to be done. And we'll see you with Roger's costumes next time on You Gotta Be Kidding Me.